I've seen things most people wouldn't believe.
Hey, what's up guys? I'm Brian. This is Tech Therapy. Thank you so much for watching. You've done your research and you are now ready to buy, namely last year's TVs at a very deep discount. And now is one of the best times to make that purchase. Super Bowl Sunday. Today we're going into Costco to show you what they have in stock and the prices they are right now for you to take your TV home today. Without further ado, let's check out Costco and the TVs you want on Super Bowl Sunday. Thank you so much for watching. All right, guys, let's do it. We're heading into Costco Super Bowl week. I'm here to show you the sales and what we have in inventory at my local Costco. I'm also here to help you simplify. Costco can be very overwhelming. The store is very busy, and in the TV section, it looks like there are many options. What you need to realize is that rows and rows of TVs, or these different aisles, are simply the same TVs, just different sizes. So I'm here to help you simplify and show you my favorite TVs in the store, starting with Samsung. Now we're going to begin with the best Samsung in the store, the S90D Quantum Dot OLED. You have two sizes available in this location, the 65 and the 77-inch. In some other locations, you may also see the S90C from last year. They are virtually the same TV, just a different box. Both of them are highly recommended. Quantum Dot OLEDs are among the best OLEDs in the world. Amazing picture quality, amazing color. They are very bright, excellent processing, and they are also among the best gaming TVs in the world with 144 hertz. Moving over to the 77-inch. These are probably the best looking TVs overall in the entire store. Now, Costco in the last few years have really stepped up their game and put in higher end TVs, more so than other wholesale clubs, retail stores that have the memberships. Costco is number one for not only their return policies and their warranties, but in their selection of their higher end TVs and excellent mid-tier TVs. The S90D falls below the S95, and it is the best choice in Samsung's lineup at Costco. Moving into my second pick for Costco, which is actually one of my favorite Samsung TVs, is the QN85D, which is their entry into their Neo QLED mini LED lineup. I'm not going to go through the prices as you can clearly see them as I reach up over, but the QN85D is an excellent mixture of value and picture quality and feature set. I had last year's model in for review, and it is excellent. And while I want you to have value, I want you to have durability and also excellent picture quality at the same time. And the QN85D is one of the best mini LEDs in the store. QN85D is an excellent choice. Fantastic local dimming, great picture quality. It's also an awesome gaming TV, as Samsung also has Game Motion Plus on these TVs, which is phenomenal for both console and PC gaming, as we look over at the Samsung Q7. Now, the Samsung Q7 is an excellent value, but I much rather see you spend a bit more money and get into the Neo QLED mini LED lineup. Everything on the QN85D is much better. Feature set, picture quality. I just don't feel the image quality on the Q7 is something you should go after. I'd much rather see you go here to the QN85 if you can swing it. Now, looking at the Crystal series, this is like the original value option from Samsung at Costco. You'd seen these TVs if you've been going to Costco for many years. They've had them at 85 inches. At this price point, for value, the Crystal series is among the best. They have a ton of sizes. I'd pick the Crystal series at the smaller sizes and even the larger sizes over the competing brands. They've just been doing it a long time, and they're very even in terms of picture quality, and they are a ridiculous value. And if you venture over to Best Buy, you can see the Crystal series that I believe is 100 inches, which actually looks very good. So you get a lot of excellent picture quality for not a lot of money, if you're looking for the true value of Samsung's lineup. Now moving over to Sony, I was thrilled to see Sony back in Costco starting just a few years ago. We'll begin with the Bravia 3, which is their entry level. It is a 60 hertz panel. It is also a very good value if you want to go with Sony. The newer Sonys, you can tell the difference between the more streamlined thin stand. The Bravia 3 is a very popular TV for Sony. Looking behind us is the year before's X90L. X90L was fantastic, full array local dimming. This TV will be replaced in 2025. You can tell by the X90L, and it is an X90L, by the beefier stand they had that year. Now, before we look at a larger X90L, a lot of TVs are also, or different TVs are available online. What I want to show you is what is in store as we look at the 75-inch X90L. Is you can all go on the website and see what's there. What I want to do is show you what you can go get right now and take home with you. That is important to me as far as any kind of brick and mortar location. Also means you can return that TV if something's wrong with it back to this location. So there are more options, even laser TVs, as we look at the Bravia 8 online, but this is more of an in-store experience that I'm sharing with you. Now, the Bravia 8 was one of my favorite OLEDs from last year. I personally have one in the studio right now. A lot of these TVs you can check out on my channel. What separates the Bravia 8 from any of the other OLEDs you'll see in the store is Sony's processing and upscaling. Their cognitive processor is among the best in the business. And for watching any content that is even below 1080p, the XR cognitive processor is going to be one of the best options out there. The Bravia 8 also has very good gaming features, but it's known more for its cinematic look and excellent image quality for movies. And as I mentioned, upscaling and processing. Don't sleep on the Bravia 8. It also has a brand new design, more hefty, more streamlined versus the thinner traditional OLEDs. Now switching over to the very popular Sony Bravia 7. I also have this in the studio and many videos of it on my channel. The Bravia 7 is a mini LED, and again, what sets Sony apart is that XR cognitive processor. Upscaling, again, among the best in the business. Very bright, gorgeous image quality, and excellent build quality. It is a huge mistake to put a mini LED on the floor, as off-angle viewing, you're gonna see some blooming. So if you see blooming, it's most likely because I'm standing above the TV as we peek over at the Bravia 3. This is what I mentioned about the story being a little disorientating, is that you have the TVs everywhere, again, looking down at the Bravia 7. It looks like it's blooming as I'm so off-angle from above. Never put them on the floor. Mini LEDs, they need to be more directly viewed from in front, as we see another Bravia 3 off and in the corner, where you have these smaller sizes kind of randomly put together. And that concludes Sony. Now we're gonna move over to Hisense quickly. Now I love Hisense TVs. This is their most popular seller in Costco. It's their only seller in Costco. Hisense has amazing TVs, and if you're watching their CES coverage, they have amazing innovation, but very little in the way of a presence here. You'd think they'd be more value-based, their TVs would be here, and they are not. This is the only Hisense they have. It is very good for the money, but they have much better offerings in the mid-tier that you can find at Best Buy. So I'd love to see Hisense have more models available as we move into LG. LG is close to my heart as we check out the B4 at 83 inches. And why I say that is LG was really the first high-end brand in Costco with the C8, I believe. At the time, that was pretty much their flagship, and having them in store was, especially for me starting my YouTube career, I was able to film them in store. The B4 is excellent. It isn't as bright as the C4 and G4, and it doesn't really need to be. It's still 120 hertz and has very natural, beautiful image quality. Infinite contrast, perfect blacks, excellent for gaming, beautiful, thin, traditional OLED design, and it's the only 83-inch OLED in the store. It's an absolute monster. It's a wonderful size. It's the size that I have at home and love that TV. As we look over at the 77-inch B4. Now you can see the stand is different. On 83-inch OLEDs, you have the blade at the bottom and you have a separate stand here for the B4. Really cannot recommend the B4 enough. Again, by not trying to push that brightness higher, the colors are just more natural and just appear deeper. LG's been doing OLEDs since the beginning. They are the best in the business. If you look at those two boxes, the 77 versus the 83. Again, I love the 83 in size, but the 77 is a great sweet spot for not only sharp image, but size as well. But for me, grab the 83 if you can. Now we're here at the LG C4, the 77-inch and the 65-inch here on the kiosk. C4 is also excellent in terms of gaming. You'll jump up to 144 Hertz, and you'll find a brighter image on the C4. Now, the C4 is highly recommended. The jumps between C series is incremental. The C5 will also be slightly brighter, but it'll have the same processor as the C4, which makes the C4 very safe to recommend that even when the new version comes out, you'll be very happy with the LG C4. I personally still own a C1 and I'm very happy with it. So again, much love to LG for being like the first high-end TV within Costco. The C series is also among the best gaming TVs in the business with the game optimizer, G-Sync compatibility, and 144 Hertz, so excellent for PC and console gaming. We're looking at the 65 and the 55. I actually have the 48-inch C4, which you can see on the channel. Absolutely love it. They also introduced Dolby Vision Filmmaker Mode in 2024 with the C series. I believe you can get the G series online, which is much brighter and has micro lens array. And if you want to go with a W OLED, you cannot beat LG. They've been doing it longer than anyone else. LG Display actually creates the panels. Now, other than their OLED lineup, there are a ton of LG TVs in Costco and other wholesale clubs. They're very hard to recommend, actually. Image quality takes a huge drop when you get into these other models from LG. So I recommend if you want to go with an LED from LG, I would move over to their QNED lineup that I will show you here. QNED lineup is quite good, looks great, and is also a tremendous value. I just feel the image quality of anything below this with LG takes a big drop. So go OLED with LG or with the QNED is where I would stop with LG. They are very good and they're priced well. Gaming features are also great on the QNEDs, but I would stay there with LG. Moving into TCL. Now TCL shocked me last time I was here with a 98-inch Q6. 120 Hertz panel, absolutely monster of a TV as I glance over at the tiny 83-inch, which is like my favorite size, but look at that difference in size. The immersion of 98 inches is unbelievable. Very good build quality, ridiculous price. That's actually off $200 from last time I was here. Excellent Onkyo sound system in the back. Again, 120 Hertz. Look at the size of the box. Massive. Good to see TCL have more of a presence in Costco. But at this price point, the gaming features, the immersion, the picture quality, I mean, when you get to that size, it's really hard to beat. And for that price, absolutely ridiculous. Small branding. Again, good to see TCL and Costco. They only have one other TV here, but this is a big one. And having it next to the 83-inch OLED, which is so much more in terms of price. Look at the size difference. And they're actually at the same panel level, or I should say palette level. TCL is actually killing it in the 90+ inch sizes, where the vibrancy and immersion are very hard to beat as we look at their other offering, which is the S series, which is more of a value option if you're interested in staying with TCL. Now, in closing, I'll share with you my favorite from each manufacturer individually, just to go over it one more time. We have the S90D Quantum Dot OLED, both 65 and 77. We have the QN85D Neo QLED Mini LED. We have the LG B4, both 83 inches and 77 inches. Now, these aren't my favorite TVs altogether. It's just me listing them among each manufacturer, as well as the LG C4, all sizes that are available. The TCL 98-inch Q6, which is an absolute monster. And we'll finish up with Sony. We have the Sony X90L, again, all sizes available. Full array local dimming LED, the Sony Bravia 7 Mini LED, all sizes that they have for this model as well. And lastly, the Sony Bravia 8W OLED. So at the end, those are all my top picks from each manufacturer. And then I gave you a more broad discussion earlier on. I'm Brian. This is Tech Therapy. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. Love you guys. Take care.
It's better to burn out than to fade away. I belong to nobody.